Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, welcome back, guys.
Welcome everybody to People Like Us. We are here.
We made it.
Jesus Christ, it's been a crazy week.
It sure has.
And
We have a big show today. There's a lot going on, a lot that we want to talk about. So we're going to jump right into it so that we don't waste any time.
So let's talk about what we're celebrating first.
Let's talk about all the things that we are celebrating first. So, guys, we've had to postpone the show a few times due to technical difficulties. Thank you so much for having patience. So we're going to do all of the national days that would have been, that should have been, that could have been, and we're making it happen. So
starting
the first one is the National Daiquiri Day. So if you have your daiquiris, cheers. It's so yummy. I'm gonna be sipping on this the whole show like I do.
I am the best barista. No, bartender. Barista.
Listen here, sir.
I am a best bartender. Today's been crazy. I sound delirious. I'm gonna sign off.
Listen, we're gonna get through these because, like I said, there's a few of them. And I want to get right into the history of this because you guys know I'm a little bit of like a history buff. And I was not only very surprised, but I was very proud. I was a proud Cubana when I learned that the daiquiri, not only it's not originally like a strawberry daiquiri, because the first thing I think of is like, ooh, strawberry daiquiri. It's not. And it originated in Cuba. So I thought it was so cool. And it dates back to 1898. And it's vintage. And it's delicious. And it was named after a bar. And in 1909, they brought it to the United States by introducing it to the Navy. So cheers to the daiquiri and cheers to Cuba.
A los cubanos, a Navy, all of the above.
All of the above. Los Navy, porque all they did was bring it. Los cubanos son los que... Es que, olvídate. Que los cubanos, mira, if my grandfather was alive, he'd be like, porque los cubanos somos inteligentes.
Es verdad.
So yummy. So while that simmers there and I, try to peel my hand away from it because it is really good. Our next National Food Day is none other than the lollipop. So if you have your lollipops, and shout out to my husband, he's amazing. He ran out for me and grabbed some, and bless his heart, he called me from the grocery store and he was in a panic and he's like, they don't have lollipops. I'm like, what do you mean they don't have lollipops, babe? And he's like, yeah, he's like, I went through every aisle. I'm in the candy aisle. There's none by the registers. He's like, all they have are the Tootsie Roll Pops. And I was like, grab that one, baby, because that's a lollipop. So I love him. Thank you, babe, for always helping me and being behind the scenes, running around for me. And cheers, guys, to the lollipops.
This is ridiculous. So I couldn't find lollipops either. I went to Target and Walgreens. They didn't have lollipops. So I went to Five Below. What in the massive... I'm not doing it. No. That is going to be my drink stir.
I feel like the owl from the vintage commercials of if anybody's like our age, they're going to remember.
How many licks does it take to get to the
How many licks does it take to get to the center?
One,
two. I feel like that. I'm like, I want to bite it, but I'm not because I'm going to dip it in my drink.
Absolutely.
So a little bit of history on this sucker. No pun intended. So the lollipops, nobody really knows when it originated. Back in the day, it was nuts and berries dipped in honey. And that's what they would eat as lollipops. And that was 16th century in Europe, right? Mm-hmm. But then in the 20th century, circa 1908 or so, it was trademarked and it was called lollipops because Smith, the guy that trademarketed it, he named it after his favorite racing horse, Lollipops. So thank you to the creators of this.
Los
I also
cubanos.
thought the what?
Los cubanos.
No lo dice ahí. They forgot to mention it, but I'm pretty sure it started in Cuba. Pretty sure. So
you want to show more of your fun pictures of
yes,
that?
I found some super cute vintage little pictures that I wanted to share with you guys. I thought this was so cute because look how perfect it is, because it's not a stick, right? And it has little hoops so he can hoop it. So he's riding his bike and he flies off of his bike, but it's okay. His lollipop doesn't fall down because it's looped through his little finger. And he's very excited about that.
Yes.
And what's sad is that I remember those.
Whoa.
Do you remember those?
No.
I do.
Well, age.
It's a thing. Yeah, I know. Then the next one, I thought it was really cool too because, dude, 10 cents. I'm pretty sure. How much was your lollipop today?
It was almost $2. What in the robbery is this?
$2.
Five Below.
Back in the days, you could get them from 10 cents and then they went to 25 cents. Ahí empezó el robo. La economía. Empezaron a robarle dinero a la gente.
Inflation on lollipops.
Uh-huh. And then it went to $1. And now look, $2.
2 something. They said, well, it's not 5. It's below 5. Fraud. We don't even have a dollar
lollipop.
store
That is a
anymore.
ripoff. The dollar store has like the Dum-Dums a whole bag.
Now it's a $1.25 store. Everything's inflated. What else are we celebrating today? Can I dunk this in my
So,
drink? Is that what we're doing?
I'm gonna put this sucker down. Yeah, I'm gonna put it down
it's
over
a
here
drink mixer, guys.
because our next national day is actually today's date. So we're very current. And it is none other than National Junk Food Day. And guess what? For Americans, this is every day is National
Every
Junk
day.
Food Day.
Yeah.
So we have our little junk food. I have some Doritos, Pepitas.
Oh, I have some burgers and some Kit Kat. What in the weird American barbecue is this?
That's so good.
But I'm going to eat it.
My daughter left some Kit Kat. It's like a, not Kit Kat. You have the Kit Kat. I'm lying. This is a Rice Krispie treat with chocolate. And I was like, why not? It's here. She left it. So, Jackie, I'm eating your shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What's your favorite junk food if you're watching? Do you like, I wanted ice cream, but then I'd be sitting here the whole time eating it. You like more salty, sweet ice cream, French fries?
Like sweets. I'm a sweets all day long, unless it's like pizza. I know this sounds really crazy, but I'm not like a burger lover. Unless it's like a McDonald's burger. I don't know why. Like the grilled burgers, I like them, but I will never be like, I'm dying to eat a burger. Unless, again, I want to go through McDonald's and I get like a quarter pounder, which tastes nothing like the regular burgers in the grill.
I love all things burger.
So I do not believe that I have a history on junk food, only because I'm just like, you know what? Who cares? We like, yeah, ice cream sandwiches. That's a good one. French fries. Yeah. Anything that makes me like 10 pounds heavier just looking at it.
Exactly. So let's go ahead.
I hope you guys are enjoying all your snacks. And I know this drink is fire and it's really easy to make.
It's really good. We are great bartender baristas now. I need glasses like that.
It's a margarita glass. It's not really the right one, but oh well.
All right. So enough of our celebrations, and now we're going to catch each other up on what's been going on.
What is wrong with you today? You're saying the craziest things. Enough of our celebrations. Okay, Scrooge.
Celebrations
this show is going to be a celebration, whether you know it or not, buddy. So I don't know what's wrong with you today. That was such a Scroogey thing to say.
So, Pookie, why has our show been canceled? What's been going on?
Listen, this is probably why I'm so excited I'm on here. I'm like, celebrate everything. So my internet, for those of you that don't know, I live in the middle of nowhere. And my internet has been really, really bad. And come to find out, our service provider, which is not like AT&T or any of the, big companies, because why would it be? I'm in the middle of nowhere. They were doing shady shit. So I don't know what they were doing. They were like stealing internet or RAMs or whatever, it's fiber, whatever stuff it's called. And it was messing up our stuff because they got ratted on. So long story short, we had to get a new company, which we now have, which supposedly is a company that ratted out the other people because they used to work together. It's like this whole drama going on. I don't know, but I've been down with no internet for like 3 days and I'm super happy I have internet. Yay! So that's been my craziness. Oh, I agree with Amanda. The big cinnamon bun from Disney from Gaston's Tavern. Oh, yes, we love that one. Take a sip.
Sorry, I was eating, and here we are. So,
I picked up an ice.
Well, I'm glad our internet is fixed.
Me too, apparently. So what's up with you? What have you been up to?
Well, my birthday just came and went. I'm officially over the hill. So that happened this past weekend.
Happy birthday. Everybody shout out happy birthday for my Pookie.
Oh my God, I'm so old. I'm closer to 40 than 30. This is happening. So here we are. So we had a little party at my house, a little 80s party. We just, did what we do. We drank, we ate, we played some games, we danced, we did a lot. There's some video footage on TikTok. So me and my hubby wore Care Bear shirts. It's birthday bear.
So cute. I love
the only birthday bear, but it turned out we both had the same shirt. So that happened. And then here's my sister and her husband, my brother-in-law, wearing Ghostbuster shirts. So that was very cute.
That is cute.
Then we have a group photo, other coworkers and friends and whatnot. So it was a great time. It really, really was. This is so funny because my house just seemed like we had to keep going different angles because more people were in the photo. So we had to keep shifting. Yeah, so it was really good. Thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes. I'm old.
Woo!
I'm so old.
No, you're not, because you're younger than me, so sir.
There will be more pictures because this weekend we're continuing the celebration because I get to go to your house. So I'll be taking pictures together.
I was going to leave that as a surprise for the guests next week.
I'm not going anywhere.
But it's okay. We're going to be able to, take new pictures and we're going to have fun videos for you guys. And it's super exciting.
You got to tell me when things are surprises before I say no.
What difference would it make?
That was my weekend, so we did my birthday.
Okay, so happy birthday.
Thank you.
Enough with the fun stuff.
Moving right along.
God, that was awful. No more celebration.
Guys, I'm really sorry. I'm not drunk. I don't know why I'm delirious today. It's just happening. It's one of those days.
It's okay. I'm having fun with it.
It's just one of them days. So here we are.
Oh, look at you holding that note.
I practiced that. No, I didn't. So.
All right, buddy. So, did you hear?
There are a lot of Disney updates going on, and we are going to do speed round through them. I'm super excited about all of them. And I hope you guys love all this info as much as I do. So recently on Danielle's, because we're besties, we are on a first name basis. That's Topanga. Yeah. On her TikTok, she became active and started advertising her new podcast called Pod Meets World. And she's doing it. I'm not even going to say their real names.
So for those that don't know who Topanga is or who Danielle is or who Pod Meets World.
I was about to say it.
Just in case. This is the original cast from Boy Meets World.
Yeah, so that's Sean and that's Eric from Boy Meets World, and they're doing this podcast together. But what's really cool is what they're doing is they're rewatching the whole series episode by episode, and they say like they haven't seen a lot of this. Like they filmed it when they were little kids, and they're like, I remember, and obviously I saw some shows through the years, but I never sat back as an adult and rewatched the whole series. So it's crazy to watch. There's videos, and then there's also the podcast. But I love it so much It makes me so happy. I love Boy Meets World. It's my favorite show of all time. I watched every episode, and then I watched it again when it came on Disney Plus. And I just rewatched the entire series again with my husband. So now he loves screaming, Mr. Feeney! And I love it because did you know Mr. Feeney is alive?
Yay!
Mr. Feeney is on one of the podcast episodes. I thought, I was like, this is such a gift to the fans, and it made me really, really happy because Mr. Feeney! I love it. I love this show so much. It's one of the best feel-good shows. It teaches family lessons. I wish there was still more shows that felt that way. I think we need more shows like this in today's world. Less attitude from the kids and more life-loving lessons. I love, love, love the wholesomeness of the show. And I remember the day that Boy Meets World ended, I was at my grandma's house and I ran to her room hysterically crying, of course. And she was like, "Pero qué te pasa? It's just a show." And I'm like, "It's not just a show." I was devastated because it was years of watching it. And Mr. Feeney never would say to them that he loved them. And on the final episode, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, it's like 20 years old. On the final episode, when they leave the room, they're like, "Tell us that you love us." And he's like, "I love everybody equally." And then they all leave the room and the room is empty. And he goes, "I love you all." And I was like, he said he loves us, because I was a student there, of course. So I love Mr. Feeney. I'm so happy that he made it on the show. I didn't know he was still around. It makes me very happy.
Yes, we love it. And if you guys haven't seen it, where can they watch the Boy Meets World?
On Disney Plus.
Okay, so Disney Plus has it. So if you don't know it, watch it.
Watch Girl Meets World after, because Girl Meets World is also a phenomenal thing for the fans.
Yes, it's like a spin-off of their kids or something like that. So it's definitely a really good show.
And other Disney news, this is kind of just like a little highlight, but it made me really happy. Viola Davis.
She's so cute. I love her.
I was like, if you're that happy, I'm going to show that picture because it is adorable. So
she's so cute.
Super, super cute to see. I love seeing celebrities in the parks. It just makes me think like they're real humans, and that makes me happy. And speaking of celebrities in the parks, we had Miss Gloria Estefan and Emilio Estefan and their family going to ride Guardians of the Galaxy, which is the new ride at Epcot. And the reason this is all very cool is because it plays a song when you get on the ride. There's 6 different songs. You don't choose it. It plays random. And one of the songs is Gloria Estefan Congo, which is so cool. Like, who would have thought this little Cuban, this show is all about Cuba today. This little girl from Cuba and their family have a song on a ride in Epcot. Like, you know what? Cheers to Gloria y los Cubanos. But I wanted to show you guys this video clip.
Hello, where are we today?
We are in Epcot at the wonderful Disney Resort in Orlando, Florida.
You're here celebrating your grandson's birthday. What is the one thing your family looks forward to when you visit Walt Disney World?
We look forward to being together, having fun on every ride, but I gotta say, this new one, Guardians of the Galaxy, woo! Everybody loves it. We're coaster people, so it's phenomenal.
So I gotta tell you guys, follow them if you want to see the full clip. But guys, that ride is incredible. It is insane. It I think it makes me sick, but I love it so much. I'm trying to figure out if I get motion sickness, because every time I've gotten off it so far, I'm like, I'm gonna die. But I love it, and I really hope everybody goes on it. And I have a picture of my visit on the ride, because it will show you my joy on, that's not me. It will show you my joy on the ride, because what happened was the ride takes off and the music starts, and it started with conga, and I was like, yeah, I was so happy. I was like, I'm Cuban at Disney. I love it.
I love it.
I was so happy. And then I did go again recently. I'm in the back. I'm holding my face because I forgot to wear my contacts, so it's not a great picture, but that's what I did. I got a different song. I got Flock of Seagulls, I Ran. You know that song from the 80s? So it is such a really amazing, innovative, cool ride. There's nothing like it. And it literally makes Avatar look like old technology, which is insane because Avatar is so amazing. I'm like, God, in a couple of years, everything gets old like me because I had a birthday. So yeah, it's it was really good though. So if you guys get a chance, if you need tips on how to get on the ride, because it's not easy to get on the queue, I can teach you. So DM me. And speaking of other Gloria Estefan news, right? We have a little bit more of Gloria Estefan to talk about.
Yes, we do. It's awesome that they're enjoying the ride, that they've gone out there, that they're supporting it. Like, we love them. We love them so much. We're going to talk about her again on What You Watching.
So what you watching, Pookie?
Well, let me tell you, if you guys have not seen Father of the Bride, the remake, it is absolutely amazing. So HBO Max, it's available there. It came out, I believe, mid last month or so, and it is a remake of the original Father of the Bride, and it is starring Gloria Estefan and Andy Garcia, and it is so funny and relatable. That is what I love about it the most. It's just so relatable for Hispanics and Cubans even more so. The humor, the way that the parenting is done, just everything about it, from the house, the way that the house looks, things that they have in their home. There's a picture, I believe, in the next slide where it shows their kitchen. And it's the little things like La Cafetera Cubana is on the stove.
Same thing. I saw that.
The
And I was
fruits.
like, aw.
Look at the fruits. They have papaya. They have plátano maduro. They have mango. These are things that people don't notice, that when you're watching a movie, it's like, yeah, you see the bananas or the pineapples or the apples. And that's in a Latin household. You're going to see la abuela en la cocina, like in this particular scene, the grandmother's there and she's cooking, and you see the things like la papaya and los plátanos maduro and los mango. Those are the fruits that you see in our homes. So the humor, the relatability, the feeling represented, and it sounds really silly because I've never gone through that. I've never been one to watch something and be like, I don't feel represented. That's just not me. That's not the way that I am. I watch things and enjoy them for what they are. And when I saw this particular movie, I was like, I feel like that could be my family. It was filmed in Miami, which made it even more so relatable because that's where I live. They had Coral Gables shots. They had, Vizcaya. They had things that you're just like, this might as well just be my family. And I'm like walking into their house, and the way that they speak to each other, it's amazing. It's super funny. I recommend it to everybody, even if you're not Cuban. I think it's a wonderful movie.
I loved it. And being that I was born and raised in Miami, but since left, every little scene I loved. I was like, I enjoyed it so much. It's like, that's my home. Like, as much
super
as
cute.
It's a crazy city to live in, it's always going to be home. And seeing like the viejitos playing dominoes and like, and then I saw like Bayside, and Bayside now has a Ferris wheel, and I was like, hey, so where's that? I was like, they got an update. I didn't even know. Like, it was cool to see it.
It was, I loved it. And again, the cafecito cubano, los viejos playing dominoes, the shots of like 8th Street, the way that they communicate, which is something so silly. I mean, we were talking about it where it's like the man comes and it's like they're playing and on, and just the gestures that are made and things that you're just like,
no está por aquí. You're like,
no está por aquí, no sé, like, you're like, oh my God, that was my grandfather. So totally. I loved it. I thought it was a wonderful movie. I think all the actors did amazing. And it's like a feel-good family movie. So they did a really good job with the remake because it's so original.
I really liked it.
Yeah, from the story. So it was super cool. I recommend it. Go watch it, people.
Go watch it and let us know if you like it.
HBO Max.
Borrow somebody's password. That's what everybody else does.
Who needs their own?
I need passwords from people.
Don't we all?
All right, so we have some celebrity news, which we haven't had in a little bit of time. Keep eating your chocolate. I'm going to talk about
celebrity. Eating this whole show. I'm just like.
I hope everyone else is too. So in celebrity news, we have some things to chat about. Lea Michele is best known from Glee. And this is just a little highlight, but it was such a huge deal. If you're a Broadway fan, if you're a Glee fan, Lea Michele was on Glee 2009 to 2015. And on that show, she was obsessed with Funny Girl, which was originally played by Barbra Streisand. And it's never had a revival on Broadway. And it recently did get a revival. And the lead actress is getting terrible reviews. It's not good. People don't like the quality of her singing overall. It's not good enough. It's not what it should be for Broadway and replacing, legendary stars. Anyways, fast forward. the fact that she played this on Glee 2005, almost 20 years ago, as this obsessed, crazed person who wants this role, and she's now gotten the role. She starts in a week or two, I think, on Broadway playing this role. Talk about manifestation. Talk about like, what in the heck? Like, how do you not pinch yourself? Like 20 years ago, I played that role in TV show, but everybody knew she meant it. Like, that's why it was so funny and believable. And it turns out 20 years ago, there's a lot of people manifesting things because we
I
got
was gonna say that seems to be like a little bit of a common denominator. She's such an amazing singer. So
so
good
good.
for her. Congratulations. I'm so happy she's doing something that she loves, that she does very well, and that she's getting this opportunity that she wanted. So yay! My
Love it.
signature clap.
So I wanted to show a clip from 20 years ago when our friend Jennifer Lopez was dating Ben Affleck. Let's take a look at that.
Okay.
I think my name will be.
Am
I gonna change it professionally? You mean?
Mhm.
No, I think I'm gonna stay with Jennifer Lopez, but my name will be Jennifer Affleck, obviously.
So what will your stationery say? When
Jennifer
you're up?
Affleck.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
J.A. Okay, J.F.
Jeff.
Jeff.
Doesn't have quite the same
It's J-Lo.
ring to it. But you gotta make sacrifices.
Actually, Jennifer Affleck's a good name.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I take it.
And then keep J-Lo on the
Jennifer
Jennifer.
Lopez.
Sorry.
Well, 20 years later, turns out we have wedding bells. What on earth?
Who says the celebration ends? It just started.
There's the J-Lo.
Like I'm like done with my drink almost.
My lollipop is doing things. I don't know what that means. It's changing colors.
It's disintegrating inside your.
I really wish it would because it's humongous. But J-Lo got married.
Congratulations, Jennifer. We
Oh my
love
God.
you. We're so happy. Listen, I'm all about following your heart. I'm all about love. I'm all about second chances. I think that this is the most beautiful love story. I think that it just shows that love has no time frames and it has no limit. And it's like when you love somebody, it doesn't matter how much time has passed, the love is there. So congratulations to them both. I'm super happy for them.
It's just crazy to me to think 20 years ago. And then she was, not that long ago with someone else. And then when she left and came with him, everyone's like, what is she doing? And I was like, she knew what she was doing. She felt something. And
I just
here's her
feel like
that day.
timing is everything in life.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, timing is.
Yeah. And sometimes, even though everything seems to be right and the love is there, the timing is just off. And not many people get a second chance. So
20
this
years
is,
later.
or even a few years, some people just never get it again. So
It's insane.
good for them. Good for them.
So let's take a look at her on that day.
How you feeling?
I feel
This is the
I'm so excited.
You look gorgeous.
God bless
Woo! Somebody's getting married.
For so many years, and I was just saving it, and now I'm wearing it on my wedding day.
Princess.
I love love too, and I love weddings, and I was so happy. I don't care what people say. I'm so happy. I think it's beautiful, and I think that if you, literally look at that face right there, that tells you everything. To me, that's it. There's no questions. That's the
She
face.
still looks at him the same way. She's always looked at him the same way.
Oh, it's so beautiful, and he's so hot. She married freaking Batman. Come on, J-Lo. Like, come on. Oh,
I'm just so happy for I really, really hope that this is her happy ending. I really hope that this is it for her. And I don't care what people say. I don't
neither.
care that she's been married 100 times. We all want to feel that happiness. And I commend her freaking bravery of saying, I'm not happy and I don't want to be here. There's so many of us that go through these situations, and not only just in love, just even in life, like jobs, this, whatever, but especially
settle.
in love and in relationships, that you're not happy and you just stick because it's what you know, or you stick with it because you're scared of the unknown and what the future holds for you. I commend her bravery. And I
Me
know
too.
that sounds really crazy, but as a woman, I'm going to add this little side really quick. This is why it's so important for women to be prepared financially and to be independent and to hold your own too, because you are coming from a different place when you can financially take care of yourself,
Yeah.
where that doesn't hold you to a relationship that doesn't make you happy.
Yep.
Because she's so successful. Obviously, she's like on a whole different level.
Yeah, she doesn't need anyone.
She doesn't need anyone. So it's like, if you're no longer serving me in a way that I want to be served by you, which is love and affection and feeling whatever it is that she needs as a woman, which is
I can
different
buy
from
my
all
own
of us,
stuff. I don't need nothing.
then why am I with you?
Yep.
And that, although we may never get to that level of like success, as long as you have something under your belt that you can do that for yourself,
Yeah.
it arms you differently. And
Well,
you're
the reality is, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. The reality is, statistics show that women stay in abusive relationships and in unhappy relationships most times because financial. They can't go anywhere. They don't have options. They
No.
have nowhere to go. They have no money to go. They don't have a car. They don't have credit to get a car. All those things. So they like, what am I supposed to do? And
Yeah.
if they have kids, it's even more like, where am I supposed to go with the
Yeah,
kids?
where am I supposed to go? And who's going to help me with the kids? And all these things that's, if you dress yourself in the correct armor, then you can go to any battle and you're not
Right.
scared. So
Yes.
for women, I'm going to use this little
I
opportunity to
like
just
that. Make that a quote. If you dress
you got to write it down for me
armor,
because I
you can
forget
go
what
to
I
any
said 2 seconds
battle.
ago. I'm motivated. I just really feel like I'm going to just take this opportunity to tell my women out there, ladies, get yourself together.
Yes.
Whatever that means to you, whether it's a business, whether it's schooling, whether it's, whatever, get your money right. Because when you get your money right and you're prepared, then you don't have to deal with anybody. And you can be like J-Lo, next, until you're happy. So good for her. Good riddance. I'm super excited for them. I hope everything goes great because we love them. They're so cute together.
Yes. And in other celebrity news, not so happy, but I can't not share this because it's very important to me.
He's like, yeah, your goal, right? Let's just no more celebrations. Let's bring something sad.
No, but I have to share this because it's very important. So if you haven't heard the news, recently Ricky Martin was accused of like literally having sexual relationship with his own nephew. And that's very obviously morally wrong. But in Puerto Rico, that can land you in jail for 50 years, essentially the rest of his life. Of course, reputationally and everything that can happen from that. So anyways, he spoke out about it because it has come out now that there was no backing of this, accusation. And I thought it was very heartfelt what he said. So I wanted to share it with you guys.
Absolutely. Let's bring it.
Because
Go for
I
it.
really need to talk in order for me to start my healing process. For 2 weeks, I was not allowed to defend myself because I was following a procedure where the law obligated me not to talk until I was in front of a judge. And God, these claims were proven to be false, but I'm going to tell you the truth. It has been so painful. It has been devastating for me, for my family, for my friends. I don't wish this upon anybody. To the person that was claiming this nonsense, I wish him the best. And I wish he finds the help so he can start a new life filled with love and truth and joy, and he doesn't hurt anybody else. Now, my priority is to heal. And how do I heal? With music. I cannot wait to be back on stage. I cannot wait to be back in front of the cameras and entertain, which is what I do best. Thank you to all of my friends. Thank you to all the fans who always believed in me. You have no idea the strength that you gave me with every comment you wrote on social media. I wish you love and light, and here we come with the same strength and passion. God bless you all.
So I want to commend him on being so transparent. You could see he's very emotional. I love what he said. He didn't say anything hateful towards this person. He literally wished them, healing and love and light. I do think that in a system of justice, like if somebody makes up lies about you, it shouldn't just be he's innocent. That person should have to pay some sort of punishment for what they did, because literally could have destroyed somebody's entire life, let them rot in jail essentially for a lie that you made up. And you're innocent. Well, what about the guy who just lied? Like, he's guilty of something. And I think that's a missing part of justice. But I love what he said. I love what he said. I love that he took the moment when he was allowed, and he did it in a very classy way. If I'm not mistaken, he's married and he has children. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is not.
It's somebody that he loves. It's a family member. It's not like a stranger off the street. So that hurts even harder. So
worse.
I pray and I hope that justice was served, and I pray and I hope that money wasn't behind this. I hate to think cynically, because that's not the way that we want to think, but unfortunately sometimes money does help in these situations. So we're just going to hope that the correct justice was made, and we love him and we hope that he heals from this. And I agree. I think that there has to be repercussions for these people that lie and make up these, like, what is it? Defamation of character. Like, that's awful.
Yeah, it's terrible. So
yeah,
that's all of our celebrity news. And now we're going to continue our conversation from last week, where we were talking about a lot of important things. And we hope you guys are loving this conversation as much as we are. We want to kind of pick up on that. It's too big of a conversation to have all in one episode. We'd be here for 3 hours. So that's why we're breaking it up. And it's truly not that. It's truly all about loving yourself first, because this is what we're talking about, how we are so quick to not love ourselves first. So let's get into that one.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit about, the basis of the conversations that we're having. I'm going to just highlight them again really quick. We always say that, how we allow others to treat us is key, right? Like, people are going to do what you allow them to do. But the reality and the truth lies in how we treat ourselves more so than what we allow other people, because chances are that if we're not treating ourselves correctly, people pick up on that, and then that gives them the unofficial green light to treat us however they feel like, that they can. Most of the time we tend to think that our emotional needs are going to be met by loving others. So we try to take care outward. We love outward. We pour out to everyone what we feel that we need, or like how we like to be loved and taken care of, and all of that. And the reality is that the more you love and respect and take care of yourself, right? The rule of the universe is that you will manifest that more into your life, because positive attracts positive, right? And negative attracts negative. So if you're treating yourself in a negative way, then even if you don't realize it, you're bringing more of that to you. Now, if you start treating yourself in a loving and positive way, you're also bringing that to you. So that's the goal, is how do we switch it, right? Because the problem is, how wonderful would it be to know when we're doing it, right? To be like, wait, look what I'm doing. I'm not being nice to myself. Unfortunately, most of the time we're so on autopilot with the self-destructiveness that we have, that we just do it automatically. It's easier to go to that route than it is to stop and try to be positive. Yeah. So one of the 3 things that we're going to bring up today that I want to talk about is taking care of yourself, your needs, mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially, is never a priority for most people, right? So someone else's needs is what we make a priority. So how do you feel that that's an example of, in your personal life, like, how do you feel that you've done that without noticing?
How I've neglected it, essentially?
Yeah, just basically how you've put other people's needs before yours without realizing it.
Yeah. I just think it's pretty black and white. It's just literally the act of doing that. Like, You know, when you talk about taking care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, like I can give the best advice. I can tell people, you know, mindset, and I can tell people all the tools that they need. I mean, whether you want to go on like vision board, manifestation list, or mindset or attraction, I can teach all the things. But implementation is not always there, and definitely not consistently always there. And that is a lack of self prioritization, because if I believe it, and I do, then why am I not implementing it consistently? Because I would tell you to do that, so it means I believe in that, but why don't I put myself to that standard? I would tell you
Do
to
you
take
think
care of yourself.
do you
And
think maybe we see it as like a chore in a way? Because like for me, I would say, for example, what does it mean to take care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, like, you know, financially? So you have these things and everyone is very different, right? We all have very individual needs that are met differently. So for me, I can say, okay, taking care of myself mentally, what do I love to do that disconnects me from the crazy world? What do I love to do that gives me physical, you know, health and good energy? What do I like to do? I can name all of those things, right? Because I'm aware, I know what brings me that joy or brings me that peace. But because it's not a priority, it gets added on like a chore list.
yeah,
So for me, it's kind of like, yeah, I know what I need to do, but I don't have time to do it because I'm taking care of everybody else. And it's so crazy because I see it. It's not like I don't know it or I don't recognize it or I haven't understood it, but it's such a deep rooted mechanism for me. And I don't know if it comes with being a caregiver, being a mom, being, you know, a housewife. Like, you know, there's so many things that go into it where you're pouring out. So that's something that kind of like homework for myself, for you, for everyone that's watching. Try to understand why it is that you don't do what you need to do to take care of yourself in that way, physically, mentally, emotionally, even financially. Like maybe what I mean by that is that, you know, you're trying to cushion up your bank account, right? And you're like, okay, like I need to have a good savings for a rainy day. And someone's having something going on, or there's a birthday, or there's this, or there, and you are so willing to celebrate that person or to pull out of yours to offer it to someone else.
Yep.
And the intentions are beautiful.
Yep.
And yay, you have a great heart, but you're removing from your bucket.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by that. I think that we all struggle with that in some
But I
way,
think
shape,
that
or form.
that example is key on any conversation point, because what you're supposed to give to other people is your excess. You can't empty your cup. And that example financially is so easily understood because you're literally talking numbers, right? So if I told myself I need to save $50 and I'm going to go buy a gift, and that gift is going to take from those 50, I can't afford that gift because I need to save those 50. It's not optional, but I will. I'll take those 50 and I'll say, it's fine. It's fine. I'll put it back later, or I'll recover it, or they deserve it. I love them. I'll justify it. And then I go without. And then what happens when you have an emergency and you don't have that safety net? You took from yourself. Nobody else did. You took to give to them. And so, you know, I think there's an idea of like, why do you feel the need to give on that level if you literally don't have it? Right. And I think that it is a mentality of like, I have to give you my excess. So if I had $100 in my pocket and I put 50 aside and I had an extra 50, then that's fine. I can do with it whatever I want. But a lot of times
there's like a selfishness tied to that, right? So I remember hearing a few years ago about some like issue that was going on with like a new age parenting versus old school parenting. And it was something about like there was two little kids in a park and one child had a toy and the other child didn't have one. And the child that didn't have a toy was asking the other little kid like, oh, can I play with your toy? Can I borrow that? And the mom was like, no, I'm sorry, but you know, my child is playing with his toy right now. And the other parent was like, oh, you know, you're teaching your child to not share, and you're teaching your child to be, you know, greedy or whatever. But something so simple as that look how it translates to the adulthood. We don't have something, and literally it's like we're giving what we don't have, because if we don't, then we're bad people.
Yeah.
Or we're not being nice, or we're, you know what I mean? So that's one of the things that I would kind of like ask everybody to dive into. Like, why is it that you think it's so difficult for you? Why do you put that in the back burner?
Sure.
And maybe make little baby steps on bettering that in all the aspects that we just talked about. So the next thing is saying no. Why is saying no so difficult? And why do we feel like we have to justify our no's?
I think it's because of our desire to be approved and accepted for the most part, because the older I get, the less I care about what your opinion of my no is. But when I was younger, I was like, oh, I don't want to go, but like, oh, they're always there for me, and oh, I don't want them to feel bad. And now I'm like, it's okay. Like, it's not personal. If I can't go or don't want to go or don't feel like going, I have the right to say no the same way everybody else says no. And I'm making this about going somewhere, but this is the same on any conversation, because loving yourself and prioritizing yourself, you should be able to say no if you genuinely don't want to do something or aren't comfortable with something or don't want it. We had a conversation recently about food, something so simple like wanting a certain food. And it's like, okay, we can order that. And in your head, you're like, I don't even want that. And it's like, why are we saying yes to something with like, we can order from 2 different places, right? Like, why are we so easy to be like, yeah, it's fine, order that, because
it's almost like
feel important and loved. And it's like, but I didn't want that.
Yeah. And it's because it's tied into selfishness. I think everything is really like tied into being selfish. Like, oh, well, if I don't, go with the flow with what they're wanting to order, and I stick to my guns with what I want to eat, well, that's kind of being selfish because they don't want to eat that.
So, and we're taught that that's what compromise is, and that's not what compromise is. I mean, it's an example of it, but it's in the most simplistic form. When people say you have to compromise in a relationship, you do, but you don't have to compromise what you like and don't like. You don't have to compromise who you are and the things that you don't want genuinely. And food is the example, but it goes into other things.
We've been conditioned, and I feel like people from like our generation were like this, we always talk about it. We're like stuck in the middle. We've been conditioned to be complacent, to be easygoing, to be understanding, to, kind of like bend over backwards to the desires of other people, just for the sake of keeping the peace, and just for the sake of not being labeled as difficult, and not being labeled as, just conflicting and all of these negative things. So when you're raised that way, anything that you do that differs from that feels selfish, feels like you're being complicated, feels like you're being, just argumentative, or, and it's not. And then the crazy part is when you condition people to think that it's okay because you're so used to doing it. My God, the minute that you are like,
the moment,
I don't really want to do that. Oh, you're so complicated. Right?
Yep.
Right?
Yep. The moment.
So I think as homework, we all need to practice saying no. And I'm not talking about saying no to, being helpful. This is not like going from one extreme to the next,
Yeah.
But it is just like what I'm saying. It's releasing the guilt about being able to be like, you know what? I don't want to do this. Or can we do it another day? Yeah. If that's more comfortable, then just no.
But I think that the important thing to note here is that if you're only saying yes to not say no, you don't mean the yes. So now you're being inauthentic, and you're not being true to them or yourself. So
for example, for the compromising sake of it, right? If I'm like, hey, I want to have Mexican, and you're like, well, I really don't want to have Mexican. So what's a compromise of that? Well, listen, I'm going to order Mexican. Do you want to order something else? Or, you know what? That sounds good too. We'll eat this today, and then tomorrow we'll do Mexican. And so it's okay to say, like, what I mean is, like, sometimes people expect the no to sound like a no. You know what I mean? Like,
It's okay to say no.
yeah, it's okay to say no. And then there's moments where it's a little bit more, it's not just like hey, do you want to eat Mexican? No.
Yeah.
You're not going to conversate like that. We're not cavemen.
Don't bark
you know?
at people.
No, I will not. And I don't have to give your explanation as to why.
I've
So
never
there's
said
a
no to
balance to that.
tacos.
And the last one that we're going to mention is having
Yes.
all of the compassion in the world and all the grace in the world for everyone else except yourself.
Yep.
Explain that.
I really don't know how to explain it. I think again, it's no different than the advice.
I agree. It's all in the approach. Yeah, you're not going to bark at somebody and be like, no.
Yeah. I think that the same way that I would tell you what to do to take care of your mind is the same way I would tell you to have grace over yourself. I recognize that you're not perfect and you should too. And I will teach you how to feel that way and tell you all of the methods and say, you have to have grace over yourself. I think there is a very fine line between grace and letting yourself off the hook. And that is a balance if you're after something, if you have a goal towards something. So let's just say your goal is weight loss, because that's an easy one that everyone relates to. One thing is you have grace over yourself because you couldn't go to the gym that week, or your birthday came up and you ate cake. That's grace over yourself. But if
or you twisted your ankle and you can't.
You twisted your ankle, that's just called you're human and now you can't hobble. But that's grace over yourself. But if that turns into a 6-month story, that means you left yourself off the hook, and your story is what you're using to justify your quitting. So there is a balance there, but we always will tell other people to have more grace over themselves. It's no different than, when you talk about taking care of yourself and having grace over yourself, they for me, they go really hand in hand. It's like, I will tell people to do things like, rest more, watch the shows you like, read a book. But then the moment I slow down, I feel so guilty. And it's like, no, I have things I should be doing. And then it becomes this chaotic internal argument. And I'm not happy on the couch or where I'm going, because I didn't want to go there, but I wasn't happy on the couch because I was thinking about the other thing. And I don't have that release moment. I had written down how many times I was going to go to Disney this week because I wasn't working this week. And I went to Disney the other day and it was ridiculously hot, like 110 degrees outside. And I was like, I'm not happy. Like, I don't want to be here. And I love Disney, but I was like, I'm so hot and I live 10 minutes from Disney. I can come here in 3 months when it's really nice out and I will enjoy it. And I had to let my planner off the hook and say, it doesn't matter what the planner said.
You said something that I feel is really, it's key, and I don't want to forget. So I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'll forget if I don't. Sometimes we do what we think we should do, right? And we all go through this. We live in an era that it's like everything is on like hyper speed, and people are doing all of these things, and they're like, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I go to the gym and I read a chapter a day and I pray and I meditate and I do yoga outside. And then I go to work while I'm making my smoothie that has greens in it. And then while I'm working, I'm riding an elliptical because I can do both things at the same time. And then. So we always feel like we're not doing enough, right?
In the book, A Miracle Morning, you just literally describe what it teaches you, and it's a great conversation, but I don't feel like it's realistic if you work, have children. Like, it's not realistic for a person who, if you're not working a 9 to 5, like you have a freedom of scheduling your life because you are an entrepreneur or whatever, then yes, you can get up when you please and you can do all those things and then start your day. And you may have, but like I started saying like, okay, so I have to, it's called Savers, Savers. And it was scribing, like writing, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, and silence. And I was like, I'm like, I got to wake up at 3 a.m. I'm like, if I go to the gym and come back, I can't do any of the other ones. So I felt guilty for just going to the gym instead of celebrating when I went to the gym.
We are all very different people.
Yeah.
So for someone to tell you your life is only going to be successful if you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, if I'm a night owl, which I am a night owl, I will go to bed at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, no problem. I cannot get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Me too.
It's
and
not
I've done
gonna happen.
it, and I did it, and I created the habit. And I was miserable the whole time.
And then that's what I mean. So what happens is that you're doing something that now not only is it difficult for you to do, that you're trying to make yourself do because it's what you've told that you have to do. Now you feel bad about you're not doing it to the perfection that you expected that you had to do it. So now you feel worse than what you started with because you feel like you failed at something that you didn't even work. You're never going to be good at to begin with.
Yeah.
This is the life that we're living, guys. And the reason why I'm saying this is just the fact that you had a week off and felt the need to put things in your planner because Lord forbid you used your vacation to relax. That is a problem, and that's not a you problem.
No,
that's
a lot of
a
people have
society problem. We all deal with it. We all deal with it. Lord forbid that I come to the office and start working and I think, wait, I have laundry to do. Let me might as well throw the laundry in while I'm doing work because I could. And yeah, it's great. It makes sense. I'm multitasking. But why do I put that pressure? Like we have all this pressure on ourselves.
Yeah.
And I love social media and I love the internet. I like what it can offer. But I also have always been able to see the things that I don't believe are helpful. And the comparison of lives, okay, is something that I feel is causing depression or is causing confusion.
Yeah.
We're feeling there's less gratitude than what we used to have about our wins because our wins are being compared to someone else's. So then now ours are not good enough anymore. I remember when we didn't have social media or internet or anything on the phones, and you would go to work and you would talk to your coworkers and you knew what was going on with everybody, and you would get off from work, you go pick up your kids, go home, cook your dinner. You were happy in your bubble because nothing else existed outside of it.
Yeah.
So if you couldn't go on a cruise this year, great. If you couldn't, it's okay.
But now you see people going on cruises and you're like, I never get to go. Like,
never got to go on a cruise. I haven't been on a cruise in so long. And guess what? That's having us sit in a negative space of our life when the reality is that if we would just zone everything else out, we have so much gratitude.
But I want to tell you something that's really valid to that point is, for example, I was falling into the political TikTok. So I don't know if you guys understand that on TikTok, it doesn't take a lot of time. It could take you 10 minutes. If you go, because 10 minutes, you think about how fast you scroll through videos, right? That's a lot of videos. If you start liking a certain kind of video, that is all the videos you will see the next few days. So I fell into political TikTok and debate TikTok and protest TikTok. And I started losing sleep, getting angry, getting more migraines, raising my blood pressure. I felt sick over this. I was angry about it. And I was like, that's not what I want. And I'm telling you this because in the last days that I've been off, I literally, what makes you happy? Answer that question for yourself. What would you open your phone and be happy? I love seeing Disney. I live right here, but I love seeing little kids hugging Mickey and families together. And I love comedians. I love laughing. And I love all these different things. I love musicians. I love artists, right? So I started liking them. I love my TikTok again. It's like I refreshed it. It's a whole different TikTok. So I open it. Nobody's arguing. There's no politics. There's no debates. And guess what? If I want politics, I know where to find it. But I don't want it finding me. I don't want to be a victim to opening my phone and like, oh, did you know this happened? And that's how I react. Maybe some people, they're not as passionate. I lose my mind over things. Like when I see one article, now I have to go research it. It could be 1 a.m. Ahí estoy until 3 a.m. like, oh my God. And I want to post about it and I want to talk about it. And then the next day I wake up and I'm like, did you know this? And Pookie's like, I've been sleeping. How the hell would I know that? So what I'm telling you is, change your, when I say channel, like make a tunnel, get into that bubble that you're talking about, create it. So follow the right people. Like Ari said, I love comedians. Follow comedians. Go find them, like their videos, so that every time you open TikTok, you get a funny video clip. Because what's better than that? What's better than a 5-minute break at work and you open your phone and you had joy and laughter instead of more stress?
Well,
and we
have
do
to
it to ourselves.
Responsibility. There has to be some sense of responsibility. Guys, we're living in a really hard world and there's a lot that goes on organically that we're not even creating ourselves. It is our responsibility to protect our bubble. And these are the things that are going to create happiness, self-love. The more positive you stay, like, look, this is, yeah, exactly, like, see, like, the more positive you try to stay, the better you eat, the more you speak about love, and you're gonna attract those things, and you're going to start feeling better. This is not something that happens from one day to the next. It takes practice, it takes time, and it takes understanding that there has to be a change. So everyone is different. If you're happy with the way things are going, yeah, you have to want it. You have to be like, wait a minute, you know what? My life could be better. And I was brought to this earth to be happy and to be joyful and to have a family that I love and to live my life to the very best of my ability. If you're not living that way, what are you doing?
And you cannot bring that to other people if you aren't feeling that. So if you are allowing yourself to be angry, stressed, and unnecessarily so, how are you going to love genuinely on your partner, husband, kids, family? You can't. You're literally angry. We'll send it to
guys,
you. We'll send it to you.
Life happens.
We'll send it to you. You can have it.
Yeah, for sure. Life happens. And shit happens, and it's not perfect, and you know, disasters happen and tragedies happen, and this is not, that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about obstacles that there's no escaping from. We're talking about looking at these obstacles and understanding that the way that you decide to deal with them and the way that you decide to pick yourself back up is your decision. And it's so difficult because we spiral, right? Like, everybody does it. Let's say you're driving in the morning and you're running late to work. You're already in a bad mood and you're agitated. And this has happened to every person. There's not one person this hasn't happened to. You're agitated and you're like, I'm late and I'm already running and blah, blah, blah. And then you get every freaking red light known to man that day.
All of them.
Every red light. It's almost like they're like, hey, here she comes. Put the red light on. So you're like, oh, and then you are already in a bad mood and you're frantic and you're nasty and you're so what do you think? You're going to walk into work like, hey guys, good morning. No, you walk in and you're bringing that energy and you're like, oh, I was late and I got a traffic light and I got pulled over by a cop. Guys,
and the reality is you're making yourself sick because you probably have a headache. Your heart is great. Like, you're literally hurting yourself. And that's what works for me. If I start to think of something like this is hurting me, well, that goes against my beliefs because I don't believe in hurting myself. So one thing is having fast food once a week or whatever. But I know that if all I eat 3 times a day is McDonald's, I'm killing myself. Well, I wouldn't want to do that. So it goes against my belief system. So my brain's like, no, that's not okay. It doesn't make sense. So that anger, that aggression, I literally talked to Pookie about it. I was like, I'm getting migraines because I'm watching shit on TikTok. This is stupid. I'm literally choosing to make myself sick. I didn't sleep an entire night and I worked the next day and I was like a zombie. I felt like I had gone out and I was hungover, but I just didn't sleep because I was looking at TikTok. That's ridiculous.
And I will say this is not, I think I said that a little while ago, but I'm going to reiterate it. Guys, this is not like I'm going to change who I am. And no, this is an everyday battle with yourself to recognize the things that are not serving you and that are removing that love and that peace that we're trying to bring to ourselves. And understanding that we have the control to change that. And it can be a little experience, you know, here and there. But yeah, what does that say?
So yesterday was really bad. I woke up in the morning and I woke up this morning and I had to make a conscious effort to change my mindset. Today was a better day. Same struggles, different outlook.
That's awesome. You see, and it's true. Like, there's days that suck. Like, we're human. But Jesus Christ, if we don't try to make that little effort to be like,
that's what we're talking about. Making the effort, making the conscious decision to try to be our best for ourselves. We deserve it. And we will tell somebody else to.
What was it? 2 days ago. I've had a really rough week. I've had no internet. I work from home, if you guys don't know that. So it's not just like, oh yeah, I can't do a show. I love this show. I'm very passionate about it, but I have responsibilities, and that is to get my job done. And I wasn't able to do that. And I was just frustrated and I was kind of spiraling, and I literally stopped myself. I jumped in the shower. It was like 11 or something in the morning. I put myself together. I didn't put makeup on or anything, but I did my hair. And I remember I sent him a picture and I was like, okay, we're resetting this. It's gonna be okay. And
put myself together.
And it's hard. It is hard, guys, but if we don't do it for ourselves, who the hell is going to come do it? Because I have yet have somebody come and tap me on the shoulder and be like, you know what? We're going to turn your day around.
Let's reset.
We're going to turn your day around, mama. Let's get you some coffee. Let's get you a little Starbucks. Let's get you a little, walking on the shore of the beach. Like, no, I got to do it for myself. And it's tough. It is tough. But
if you like social media, follow pages that talk like that. And that video can reset your mind.
Yes. And make them happy ones. And so, yes. So those are the three things, like taking care of yourself, physically, emotionally, financially. Try to figure out what they are, how you can do it. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. Making sure that you understand that saying no is okay. And whatever that means to you in the approach and how you want to finesse it, or how you want to make sure that you don't make someone feel bad because you love that person, that's okay. The outcome is what we're talking about, which is being true to yourself and being true to your wants and needs, because that's important. And having compassion for yourself, guys. Loving yourself enough to say, you know what, today's not a good day and it's okay, or it's not a good moment and we're going to shake it up, but not living there, not staying there, because loving yourself will not allow you to self-destruct, right? So those are the big three things.
I did want to share these
here. Yeah. Go for it. That was really good. I read that and I thought it was so good.
Yeah. So when you're not used to being confident, confidence feels like arrogance. When you're used to being passive, assertiveness feels like aggression. When you're not used to getting your needs met, prioritizing yourself feels selfish. Your comfort zone is not a good benchmark.
So good.
Ain't nothing to say there. It's just good. It's just good. And wouldn't it be powerful if you fell in love with yourself so deeply that you would do just about anything if you knew it would make you happy? This is precisely how much life loves you and wants you to nurture yourself. The deeper you love yourself, the more the universe will affirm your worth. Then you can enjoy a lifelong love affair that brings you the richest fulfillment from the inside out.
Inside, I love it. It's so beautiful. And guys, we have all of these saved.
We'll post them on the Instagram.
We'll put them up. We'll put them up because they're so beautiful. And they're just a quick little reminder. If you guys don't know where else to go, you can always come to our page. And this is the point. This is we're here as a community to help each other out, and that's what we want to be able to give to you.
And my Instagram and my TikTok, my personal one at Thinking a New Thought, is always the intention is always sharing positive messages. Sometimes I get a little crazy, but that's my intention. So for the most part, you'll get served that way too. But we'll post these on our Instagram if you guys love them. That's a great
thing. And we'll put the link to Thinking a New Thought. If you guys are not following it, definitely go follow it. And try to find those pages that are going to lift you up and make you feel good.
Yes. I love it. And it wouldn't be us if we didn't choose to shine a light on somebody awesome today.
Shining a light. So this is a clarity coach. Her name is Jeanette Melian, and I came across her page 2 years ago. I found her, I don't even know how, going into looking for pages of what I'm talking about. I like to look at things like this. And she specializes in helping women find clarity. And she has a podcast. This is completely free. Not only does she give sound advice as a woman? Sometimes women, we have such a heavy backpack. Women, I get you. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister. I am a friend, I'm a employee. I get it. There's so much on our shoulders 24/7. And she speaks in such a beautiful way about finding that clarity and what that means to you and how to just start, grabbing things and just taking them out of that backpack, for less, medical terminology and all of that. So she also brings in, different doctors. She has different teachers. She has a lot of women that also come on her podcast that are such an asset and such an inspiration, and they can give perspective. So I just want to shine a light on her
image. That's a beautiful picture. And then remember that you're meant to feel alive. What a beautiful message in that picture. I wish I could jump like that.
I just feel, no, not me.
I'll never walk again.
We've gotten in such a robotic stage where it's like go, 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 go. And if you're not going, you're not doing anything. So you're at a standstill and you're not being productive. You have to feel alive, and feeling alive sometimes is just sitting still and the wonderfulness of what's going on at that moment. So I, urge you women to go follow her. I say women because it is a woman
Y'all can all follow her. Any of y'all watching to follow.
steered channel. Women are going to relate a lot better. She speaks about motherhood and pregnancies and things like that, where, but it's wonderful and it's beautiful advice. And I think she's great.
Well, thank you for finding her and sharing her. We'll definitely
Yes.
tag her when we post it on YouTube so she can see our love for her.
Yes, she's local. She's actually from Miami too, which I thought is super cool.
Very awesome. And so we do have a quick clip here for our happy nota. We like to always share something at the end that kind of makes us happy. So I'm going to share this real quick.
You can love someone and still choose to say goodbye to them. You can miss a person every day and still be glad that they're no longer in your life.
I know that's heavy, but it was so important and so good. And because it was heavy, I want to share one clip that'll make you guys giggle before you go.
Whenever you can go out into the rain, do not miss the opportunity.
Never.
If that doesn't make your heart like it literally brings, I've watched that little clip over. She's so happy. It just brings me joy. I can feel her joy. I'm like, dancing in the rain made her the happiest human on earth. I don't know that I do that. I'm gonna have to go dance in the rain.
It's just the child
The kid.
it's
Yeah, it's the
bringing
kid.
that kid out of you. Like,
Yep.
guys, I read something the other day that said, like, we don't need to find ourselves. Ourselves are always there. You just have to tap into it and remember who you were before the world told you who to be. Like,
remember who you are.
It's one of those things that's like, what did you love to do as a child? Chances are you love doing that
still
now
love
too.
it. Absolutely.
You were just told that you're too old to do it, or you listen. I just bought a microphone, 2 microphones, this system thing. I love karaoke. I love to sing. I love to dance. I like to guess what? I went out and I bought it. And I was like, you know what?
The problem is that if you're at her house and she wants to sing, she does not want you to sing with her. She wants to sing all the songs.
No, I have 2 microphones. And then the one I give the other person, I'm going to shut off. So they don't know that it's not working.
She definitely doesn't want me on a microphone.
Oh, yeah. No, we're doing it. We're recording it. And you guys are going to have a clip of our karaoke next week on our show. We're doing it. We're doing it. But yeah, do more of what makes you happy.
That's it. And so we would not be us if we didn't end with us playing a game.
You said, I'm going to play this before you guys go. I'm like, where are we going? We have a game.
And we're going to play a game.
Let's play the damn thing. Where are our girls? Where are our players?
So if you're hanging out with us, we're playing an emoji game this evening, and it's 5 different emoji lines, and you are to guess what they are. So we're going to put mine on the screen first and see if you guys are playing along. So I'm going to pop them up right now. That's not it. That's not it.
Fun.
Not it. Not it. Not it. Okay, here we are. So line number 1. I don't know if everyone is still on and playing live, but if you are, we'll give you a second. So line number 1. And so you're trying to say, what could those emojis be? What's the phrase, I guess, right? Is that
and we're going to give out a clue just so that everyone knows where the mind, because everybody's mind goes to different things. So we did complete different things, and his are movies, right?
Yes, mine are all movies, yes.
So his are all movies, and that way you guys have an idea of what it is that you're looking at.
All right, so just line 1. Does anyone have a guess for line 1? If you guess it, we'll move on. Okay, we got some people in the chat. Let's see what they say. Anybody know what line number 1 is?
And if there's any gentlemen out there. Well, I ate everything else.
Yes!
Woo! Forrest Gump. That was so good. You did really good with your emojis.
Oh my God, I felt so stressed. All right, line number
Run,
2.
Forrest, run.
Line number 2.
Line number 2. Ah, runaway bride.
Hey, good job, Artie.
Very good. Right, but they're good. They're easy to play.
Line number 3. It's my favorite one.
Can I guess this one?
No.
Why? Yeah. Yep.
I love the kung fu.
So
hey guys, you're supposed to wait. Look, they're like number 4. They're already on it.
Ninja Turtles. So
And
cute.
Number 5.
What's the last and final one? I was like, oh, crickety, huh? Ain't nobody guessing that one. Ninja Turtles, Winnie the Pooh. You did really good. I don't think I would have been that creative, actually. Yours are good.
Well, we're about to find out. And for the record, the reason Pookie wasn't guessing is because she guessed mine in a second when she looked at it. I have not looked at hers. So I'm not looking at the comments. I'm going to actually try to guess them.
I didn't look at them on purpose. We were getting the video ready, and
She's a
I
cheater.
clicked on, and I was like, oh, I was like, haha, this one. He's like, I hate you.
All right. So let's take a look at Pookie's number 1. What? That's like headache.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, so Pookie's are what? What's yours? Yours are just words, phrases?
Mine are just life.
Life.
Mine are not movies. It's just like regular random life shit.
What world knows? What?
Knows?
Yeah, like knowledge. What?
That's what you think that emoji means knowledge?
No, like who knows? Like question, like world. I don't know what that is. Does anyone know what number 2 is?
You don't know what that is? Guys,
I
any
think
takers?
this to me is like, huh, or what? What world?
Uh-huh.
What world?
What in the world are you thinking?
Oh.
Heck,
This one says clap baby son baby party. It's a baby shower. Clap baby son birthday party.
Happy baby.
Happy baby shower.
No. I want to put a shower.
Ari's happy she got it.
Yay. Okay, somebody want to help him out with this one?
Baby
Happy
son.
baby son.
Son birthday party. It's my son's birthday party.
No, but that's a good guess.
I have no idea what this game is. I give up.
Happy birthday.
That's the problem. I told you I overthink. I can't do this. Like I'm literally looking at each
It's
emoji.
a happy,
telling
a
the word.
baby, and then a day. So it's happy birth, and then
That's not a day. That is a sun.
The sun, yeah, but it's day. Sun is day and moon is night. Sir.
The other one says, "Don't cry, have a martini." Yo soy una alcohólica.
Yes.
Daiquiris are
I
from
am.
Cuba. This says, "Sad, sadder drinker." I really don't.
I need a drink.
Even.
Alcoholic, get out of rehab. It's like, I need a drink.
This only works in your head. No, this one's like, scream. Oh my God, I'm dizzy. Who was it? That's what I see. Did you hear what mine is? Mine's, I'm dizzy. Who was it?
No. Come on, guys. Anybody gonna try the last one?
Is it, oh my God, are you watching this?
No, but really close.
I can't believe I saw that.
No, but really close.
What on earth are you watching?
No, but still really close.
My lollipop is huge.
Are you ready? Do I give it? Oh my God, I can't watch. His little hand's like, no. Wow. You're much better at this game than I am. Creating it.
I'm like, not guessing it.
Wow. I can't. I'm going to bite the shit out of this already.
If I bite that, my tooth is going to fall out. So I'm so scared of biting things like that.
Oh.
Did you get it? A 1, a 2, a 3. My watch just said, good job standing up today. I'm sitting. All right. So that is our show. You okay?
Man, I can't talk.
What happened? I have no idea what's going on. Did your contact fall out? Are we still playing the emoji game?
I can't talk.
Guys, it was so much fun hanging out with you. Thank you so much for joining us on another edition of our People Like Us show. Pookie's currently eating a Tootsie Roll that she just bit the whole thing off of. We appreciate you guys so much for joining us. Now go out and find your tribe, find your people. Life is better when we do it together. Thanks again for tuning in and spending some time with people like this crazy
like us.
Here. People like us.
I love you. Thank you.